Hello and welcome to Life in a Metaphor. My name is Tian, and you're probably wondering, hey Tian, what is life in a metaphor? Well, life in a metaphor is where we talk about life in a different form. Why? Well, if I said anxious was a tomato, you probably think like, oh, I know what a tomato looks like. But depending on how you tasted the tomato, it's a different experience. I might have a bad experience by eating a tomato, and you might have a good one. So we all have a different way of expressing what a tomato feels like or tastes like. And that's what we're here for. We talk about life in a different form so we can understand it better. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to the first episode of Life in a Metaphor. Before I begin with the episode, I'm just gonna do a little bit of announcement, you'd say. And that is first to thank everyone that's been watching. And second of all, I would like to just a recap of where this journey has taken me so far within 10 episodes. And I first started off creating videos not knowing where I wanted to go. And maybe on episode 8, I kind of had a feeling of which direction I wanted to go. And now I kind of have an idea of where I wanted to go. Who knows if it changed? If it does, it does. And what I've learned from it is that in the beginning, I wanted to commit to something 100%. Like the title, I wanted to create a YouTube channel with that name. And I wanted to get an email with that name. But the problem with that is that, before I go on to that, I also created a video based upon a title. I came up with the title first and then talked about that. Now, the problem with that is that it's very limiting in a way of how that could grow. Because if I limit myself, talk about something before I even start, I'm kind of limiting myself of what I'm going to talk about. Instead, I left it open to interpretations in a way I would talk about something and then come up with the title afterwards, unless I have something I want to talk about. And that is, for today, I do have something I want to talk about, and that is meditation. And officially, welcome to the first episode of Life in a Metaphor. And today we're going to put meditation in a different shape and a different form. That way we can kind of understand it in a different way. Now, traditionally, the way that I've been understanding meditation is that I would want to meditate because I have a lot of noise in my head. A lot of thoughts goes on, and I've been thinking a lot, like I can't seem to stop the voice from thinking. And I always have thoughts flying in my head, like left and right, about something in the past, or something I did yesterday, something I was not too happy about, something that I did. You name it. The thoughts were always there, right? So I thought about like meditating. It's being more in the present. It's to bring ourselves more into the present moment and infuse ourselves with the very moment itself. And it's difficult because if I'm used to thinking all the time, now if I try to think about the moment, that kind of takes me out of the moment because I'm thinking about it. And to put it differently, a dancer does not think about how they move. They just move. If they would think about it, they would have a split second to think about it, and then doubt will follow by. So it kind of takes you away from being in the moment, or being in flow, some call it. So like, how do you meditate then if you stop thinking about, or stopping thoughts and just be in the moment? How do you stop the thoughts, right? And I came up, or I thought about how we can do this in a very easy way, because the way that I think about meditation is that we gotta set time aside and meditate. Sit crisscrossed, or sit on a yoga block, or sit somewhere that's really quiet that no one can disturb us. But truth to that is that we don't have to do that. We can meditate anywhere. At this very moment that you're watching this video, we can even meditate. And how do we do that? Well, let's start off with the 5 senses that we got, and that is to hear. If you're watching this video and only watching this video, you're probably listening to my voice, how my voice changed, and the tone of my voice, and how it goes up and down, and kind of just different shapes. and at different angles of just voices and just the sound in general, right? So not only my voice, but the voice around you or the sound that goes on around you. And now if you're watching this video at the same time as you're listening, now you can see my expression as you're watching the video. But if you're not watching the video and you do something else and you're engaging into another activity, then you fully look at that. Let's say a water bottle. I would just look at the water bottle, think it's just a water bottle. But if I really put all my 5 senses into a water bottle, I would feel it, feel the texture, feel the how it is. It smooth? Is it rigid? What kind of texture is it? Does it feel different from other plastic? And kind of feel, is it hard? Is it soft? Can you mush? Can you squeeze it? Not that I would taste the water bottle, but you know, if you involve taste into tasting the water, now all of a sudden this water experience become a full experience. You hear the sounds the water bottle makes. You see what it looks like. You hear what it sounds like. And now you taste it. And now you feel it. Now all the 5 senses becomes into this one action just by drinking water. And I kid you not, if you try this, the water that you're going to drink is going to be the best water if you're drinking for a while. Drinking, is that even a word? That you tried for a while. And kind of converting this into other parts of life, not just drinking, but just being in the moment, right? And the way that I see this is kind of like being a rock. If I'm a rock, just be the rock. Whatever you are, pretend like you're a rock. If I'm a rock and I think about being a bird, I'm no longer a rock. But rather, be a rock. So whatever the rock would feel, the breeze would just brush through the rock. If it rains, the rains would just fall on the rock and it slowly works its way down the rock and down to the ground. And it becomes wet. And if it's hot, the rock becomes hot. Now if the rock is cold, like if there's snowy outside, the rock would have snow in it and the rock would be cold. So being a part of a moment is kind of being a rock with the elements around it. So whatever it might be, you know, if a leaf is covering a rock, the leaf is on top of the rock. You can't do anything else but just be a rock. But if I'm a rock thinking about, ooh, imagine being in a car, or ooh, imagine being a tree, I'm no longer a rock. See, the thoughts is just be with whatever moment, you know. So if the sun is heating up a rock, just feel, ooh, you know, it's getting hotter. Or if it's getting cold, ooh, it's getting colder. Ooh, the water is kind of salty today, you know. Or ooh, the water it's kind of dry today. Dry water. But you know, the idea is that we stay in the moment, and that is to feel everything that has or that is to feel in the moment, and whatever we can't feel. And that is not to say that whenever we have a thought, that means we're out of the moment. No. If we have thoughts in a moment, just feel those thoughts. You know, if you're sitting still and whatever you do and you have thoughts, it's still a part of you. Everything comes from the inside and comes out, and sometimes we don't know how to process it. So we have thoughts and don't know how to process thoughts. Be with the thoughts, just like a rock, you know. Rock are rock thoughts. We are who we are, and we have the thoughts we have. we have. But that's gonna be the episode on meditation, and I hope you guys gain some different perspective on meditation from this. And I wish you guys the greatest day, and I wish you. It's hard to say that. It's the first episode. Well, like I don't know. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the beginning, but everything is live recording, so no cuts. Everything is just start to finish. With that being said, and that's it for today.